beloved simplifiers. Welcome. Welcome to another lovely, beloved episode of Simplified. And I greet you, as usual. I greet you in the greeting of peace. I greet you in the greeting of Salaam, the greeting of the pious. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God be with you, guide you, and always show up for you. And thank you. Thank you for always coming back. May the grace of God always come back to you. Amen. Today's episode, I'm really excited because we're going to talk about bribery, acceptable bribery, bribery, and no corruption. In the word bribery can be viewed in a negative way, but I want us to look at it in a positive way. And the only time that bribery is acceptable, the only time that I feel like bribery is acceptable is when we bribe God. Some people don't know that we can bribe God. And if you have not, please go ahead and view it. The previous episode that we did about the power of negotiation, our beloved prophet Zechariah, when he negotiated with God. And Almighty God answered his prayer, even though he was in his old age. And we talked about destiny and the catalyst to destiny, the catalyst to our prayers to be, our answers to be accelerated. One of them is bribery. And I do it all the time. Why not? Because it's in the Quran. It's in the holy books that we can bribe Almighty God. And if you pray, and you feel like your prayers are not being answered on time, bribe God. However, there is a clause. Don't bribe other people because nobody is worth it. No human being is worth your bribery because then it becomes a sin. But if we can bribe God, He answers our prayers. And I'll tell you in so many different ways that we can bribe Almighty God. And one of them is hidden in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah. My sister, please, can you help us look at the Quran chapter 2, verse 262?
Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 262.
Yes.
Those who spend their substance in the cause of Allah and follow not up their gifts with reminders of their generosity or with injury, for them their reward is with their Lord. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve.
Perfect. God says, when you do all these things, fear not and don't grieve, because I got your back. How many other ways do we want God to tell us? Be unto other people what you want God to be for you. Bribe God. Bribe Him with your kindness. Bribe Him with your goodness. Bribe Him with everything He has given you. If He has given you money, bribe Him with money. If He has given you beautiful smiles, bribe Him with your smiles. However, when you bribe God, you don't take the cash to Him because He doesn't have a bank. His bank is in the pockets of your neighbors. His bank is in the orphanage. His bank is in the pocket of the widow. His bank is on the faces of your friends, of people that cries, of people that their hearts are full of sorrow. Your bribery can be as simple as a simple smile. Bribe Him. My sister, please do me another favor. On account of giving, can you give me the same chapter, but give me 261?
Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 261. The parable of those who spend their substances in the way of Allah is that a grain of corn. It grows 7 years, and each year has 100 grain.
Wait. I'm going to get a pen, and I want you to get a pen, because this is too good. Start over. The corn grows. Start over.
The parable of those who spend their substance in the way of Allah is that a grain of corn. It grows 7 years, and each year has 100 grains. Allah gives manifold increase to whom He pleases.
Do me a favor. I need you to slow down. When it gets to it grows 7 years. Slow down there. Grain of corns.
The parable of those who spend their substance in the way of Allah is like a grain of corn. It grows 7 years, and each ear has 100 grains. Allah gives manifold increase to whom He pleases.
Perfect. Thank you. This example, all my life, I've been trying to use it. And for people that were able to listen during the Ramadan countdown, you remember, and 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago, I used a verse from Surah Al-Kahf when our beloved prophet was walking with the Qadir. Our beloved prophet Moses, was walking, and the gentleman, the young man, told him, well, astaghfirullah, the wali told him, don't ask me questions. And our prophet says, if Allah wills, I will not ask you any more questions. I'll be patient with you. Anything that we do in life, we have to say, if you're proposing to do something, please, my brothers and my sisters, don't ever forget to say, Inshallah. The English translation of that is, if God wills, or Lord willing. Some people say it like that, Lord willing. Some people say it, if God wills. Arabic transliteration of it is, Inshallah. And when we did Ramadan countdown, and we talked about giving, and I said tomorrow I will let us know how Allah will reward us back or will pay us back for our giving. That tomorrow just come. Because when I said it in Ramadan countdown, for people that have access to, and if anyone needs it, I will send it or repost it. I did not say Inshallah. And only Allah knows how many times I said Astaghfirullah for not using that statement. Because my brain kept going back that I promised to give this verse, but God didn't give me the permission to give it. And I knew it was my own doing because I didn't utter that word. And I knew it. As soon as I posted the Ramadan countdown, I knew that I made that error. And I started to say Astaghfirullah. But the day has come today. And Almighty God said it's our lucky day to know how anything that we give Him, no matter how small, even if it's a simple smile, this is how God plans to reward us. Now, if you take grains of corn, everybody is familiar with corns. If you take 3 simple corns, maybe 3 pieces, maize, and you put it in the ground, and in that ground, when it starts to grow, it grows and becomes a tree-like. And on each of those tree-like standing is 7 ears. And of those 7 ears is 100, if not more, corns that we bite from the cob. Americans will call it corn on the cob. We bite it. That is how much God is going to replenish your one. You give God 1, He gives you 100 times 7 is 700. In some Christians, they'll say God will give back in 7 times, 7-fold. Some Muslims will say multifold. I come bearing gift to you tonight because it's neither. It is in 700-fold. Put 1. Try God. Give Him that bribery. And I wish that when you try this, you come back to give your testimony. God says, try me. Try me and you will see. Sow kindness. Anything that I have given you, sow it. You think it's easy for me to come to you every day, every week, and bring this message to you? It's not easy to put my face to the messages. But because I believe in what I'm telling you, because if it is not spoken, I will not say it. If it's not instructed, I will not say it. If I'm not directed, I will not say it. And when I say it, I back it up. I back it up with the evidence that you can go and look at by yourself. And I'm giving you the evidence today to go and look at Quran chapter 2, verse 200 and I'm looking because I made notes. 261. 261 is when God told us how he's going to replenish. And then 262 is when he called your gracefulness. He called it beautiful loan. Beautiful loan. You go to the bank, you borrow money, the bank gives you loan. You know what they get back? They don't give you nothing back. You give them back. You give them interest. The interest could be, if you're lucky, it will be 3%. If you're very, very unlucky, it will be 5%. It will be 5%, 11%. Some people get 15%. I worked in the bank. I know how the loans work. But the loan of God, he says, give me one, I'll give you 700 back. Give me one, I'll give you 700 back. My beloved simplifiers, try him. Give him one. $1, 1 riyad, 1 naira, 1 pound. Give him one. He will repay you back 700 times. However, there is a clause. And the clause is in the next verse. Yes. So, when a bank loans you money, there's always a string attached. But when you loan Allah money, even though you have an expectancy, you have expectation of getting back what you give, he promises you 700 times. My sister, please, can you look for me the beautiful loan? I think it'll be on 245.
Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 245. Who is he that will loan to Allah a beautiful loan, which Allah will double unto his credit and multiply many times? It is Allah that gives you want or plenty, and to him shall be your return.
Yes. He gave it to you, and he's begging you to give a little bit back. He's not asking for all. He's asking for tiny. Some people, they go to the house of God, they put money in the collection bowl, collection plates, which is awesome. But some of us, before we go to the house of God, and especially some of us, that we don't get to go to the house of God as often as we used to, there are so many things happening around us and so many ways we could give back. But we overlook it because our mind is only to give money to the collection plate every weekend. And because we have not been going to the house of God every weekend, we've been avoiding that, or we've been omitting that intentionally or non-intentionally. But we're not. Try God. Just give him. Give him tiny and he will give you back in surplus. Try God. Bribe him. Bribe him with your kindness. Bribe him with your love. Bribe him with your sustenance. Bribe him. Bribe him with your heart, the goodness of your heart. Give unto God what God has blessed you. He's not asking you for what you don't have. He will never ask you for what he has never given you. He will never. God says, I will never put a burden on you that you can bear. That is a promise from his book, and he has never done it. Some people will say God will never take you to where he cannot be with you, or on a journey he cannot go with you. It's always as true as then as it's true as now. My sister, can you please do me a favor? You read to us 261, 262. Give me 263.
Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 263. Kind words and the covering of faults are better than charity followed by injury. Allah is free of all wants, and he is most forbearing.
That one verse right there is loaded. He is free of wants. Almighty God, Ya Allah, is free of wants. He's Ya Warizu. He owns everything in the world and heaven. He doesn't need it. But sometimes God gives us something to test us. As soon as you get your paycheck, right? You're going home happy. On your door, on your way, you see a beggar asking you for 1 naira, 10 naira, $1. Ashiri Abu Bambi Allah. And here you are with your full pocket full of money, and you can't give $1? It has nothing to do with that beggar. He has everything to do with me. He has everything to do with you. And God is saying He is free of want. He doesn't need our money. But He needs us to recognize that from whom much is given, much is expected. Just try Him. Give tiny and you will never lack. Give small and you will receive back in surplus. My sister, please, that same verse, 263, read it to me again, or read it to us again. Thank you, my sister. 263, read it to us again.
Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 263. Kind words and the covering of fault are better than charity followed by injury.
That's it. Thank you. Kind words. See, the bribery doesn't stop at money. Kind words. Covering of faults. When you see somebody make a mistake, and you can easily expose them and they'll be done. If you cover them up in the name of God, because it's an honest mistake, God respects that. God cherishes that. Kind words. Let your words build other people up. God cherishes that. It's a form of bribery. When you want something from God, try it. When you're asking God for one thing, try it. He will give that one thing to you in thousandfold. Try it. My brothers and my sisters have given us one chapter, but many verses. Please try God. Try God because He said it. Because He works. I've tried it and it works for me. Try it and I know that it will work for you. I'm not praying that it will work for you. I'm guaranteeing you. I'm telling you that it will work for you. Because my God doesn't go back on His words. And His words are sealed. It's sealed in His books. Try Him. My brothers and my sisters, that is the message for today. Anything that I've said that is beautiful and lovely, all glory and adoration unto Almighty God. And anything that I've said that is almost incorrect or incorrect flat out, Almighty God, forgive me because I am just your perfect imperfection. My brothers and my sisters, thank you. I love you. No matter how much I love you, God loves you more. And I know that you love me, but no matter how much you love me, He loves me. Until next time we meet, please remember to keep it simple. Subscribe and share.